Division crown. And while nothing is a given and no one is taking anything for granted, the title could be won this weekend. The opponent, the Los Angeles Angels, the model of West dominance for so many seasons. The Angels have plenty at stake as they continue to battle for a playoff spot. The series begins with a premier pitching matchup. Ryan Dempster against Jared Weaver. The final regular season series begins next as TXA 21 presents Friday Night Baseball. Another huge crowd filing into Rangers ballpark in Arlington under threatening skies. The Rangers look to remove a threat to their Western Division hopes. Tonight, it's game one of the three-game weekend series, the Rangers and the Los Angeles Angels. And welcome in, everyone, along with Tom Graves. Steve Busby, glad to have you along. And, well, it's come down to this. 6 ball games left. Rangers, a 4-game lead. Angels are 6 back. And tonight, very important for the Angels, as every game is going to be. And a good pitching matchup tonight, too, Tom.
Yeah, they've got their best pitcher on the mound, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Jared Weaver has won 19 ball games. He's beat the Rangers the last 3 times this year that he's pitched against them. Ryan Dempster has pitched well against almost everybody else except the Angels. In his last start against the Angels, he lost in Anaheim. His first start as a Ranger was against the Angels. He struggled in that one. So a good challenge for Ryan tonight against their ball club. A big challenge for the Ranger hitters against Jared Weaver.
And the Rangers, again, relying on the veterans as they go against a veteran right-hander for the Los Angeles Angels tonight. Michael Young and company looking to make it a little bit easier on themselves. The first game of this weekend series coming up. The Rangers and the Angels are next on TXA 21. Is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by TXU Energy, the right things right now. Call 866-CALL-TXU today. Now, cloudy skies overhead. Ron Washington's club, though, not gloomy at all, as they have already clinched at least a tie for a playoff spot. And they would love to get that tie taken away with one more victory over the Los Angeles Angels here tonight. Ryan Dempster will do the honors, and he's looking for a little redemption tonight. He has not pitched well in his 2 starts against the Angels this year. Here's the lineup that he will face tonight. Mike Trout, the center fielder, leads off. Torrey Hunter is in right field. Albert Pujols at first, hits third. The cleanup man is Kendrys Morales, the DH. Playing third, batting fifth, Alberto Callaspo. Howie Kendrick is at second base. Batting sixth, playing shortstop. Or batting seventh, I should say, Eric Ibar. In left field is Mark Trumbo. And Chris Iannetta, the catcher, bats ninth.
And Ryan Dempster will be on the mound for the Rangers. He's had 10 starts with the Rangers. He's 7-2. 1.75 ERA in his 70 wins. He struggled in the 3 other games that he started. 2 of them have come against the Angels. 3 starts at the Ranger ballpark. 3-0 with a 2.14 ERA.
So Ryan Dempster looking for his 8th victory in a Ranger uniform. 7 victories since the 1st of August, the most in the major leagues. Defensively, David Murphy in left, Josh Hamilton in center, Dele Cruz in right. Michael Young started first, Kinsler and Andrews up the middle. Adrian Beltre at third. Giovanni Soto will handle Ryan Dempster tonight. Now, looks to be another sellout crowd coming into Ranger Ballpark in Arlington. The Rangers already with franchise records, having drawn over 3,300,000 this year. Already had 35 sellouts, looking for at least 2 more this weekend, if not 3. And already 55 crowds of 40,000 or more, and that will end up being in the neighborhood of 58 crowds. So set to get underway, Mike Trout will start things off. The Angels come in having lost their last game, but that was right after a 5-game winning streak. And Dempster fires strike 1 to Trout. Mike Trout at .320 for the year, 28 home runs, 78 RBI for this rookie. Well, you talk about a stellar year. 20-year-old Mike Trout, the 0-1 pitch to him is fouled back. And it's no balls and 2 strikes.
2 starts ago, Ryan started against the Angels in Anaheim. He pitched into the 4th inning in that game. Just didn't have command. He walked 3 batters, which was unusual, and didn't strike anybody out. And that's a guy that's struck out a batter per inning as a Ranger.
0-2 pitch. The fastball is a bit high. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know, I can remember, Tom, you and I were kind of marveling in, well, surprised at Ryan Dempster, the lack of command he had. We hadn't seen him have that kind of a problem before.
No, and he was coming off 5 solid starts in a row.
There's a foul ball. It's still 1-2.
But he bounced right back in his last start. That was against Seattle. 6 2/3, couple of runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts.
In case you folks had heard earlier, Mike Adams, Ranger reliever, had an MRI today, and the results of that showed no significant issues, which is very good news for Mike Adams and for the Rangers. Had some mild cervical stress, and he's going to have treatment on that. But Ron Washington would love to have Mike Adams available. He will not be available for a couple of days probably, just to be on the safe side. But Ron Washington knows that the last thing he needs is one of his key pieces to go down in that bullpen. Again, the 1-2, and Trout hits it well to center field. Hamilton is going back. He's looking up. That ball's gone. Mike Trout with his 29th home run of the year. The Angels jump on top 1-0.
It looked like Trout got a pitch to handle right out over the plate, right in his wheelhouse. Trout's one home run away from hitting 30. Yeah, it looks like it's right down the center square. Had some movement on it. Unfortunately, the movement brought it back toward the middle of the plate.
Yeah. And Trout's a very good low ball hitter, and he drove that on out of here. So 1-0 Los Angeles, and here's Torrey Hunter. Ball about halfway up Greens Hill off the bat of Trout. Hunter brings in a 6-game hitting streak, hitting .306 for the year. And Hunter has been on quite a rampage since the All-Star break. He's also enjoyed, as those numbers would tell you, hitting against Ryan Dempster. 6 for 6. Rip and a miss at that slider. Umpiring crew tonight, calling the balls and strikes, Jim Reynolds. James Hoy at first. Crew chief Jim Joyce at second, and Alan Porter is down at third. And Hunter asked for time, and it is granted. Crowd still settling into their seats here at Rangers Ballpark, and already see the Angels on top 1-0. Two balls and 2 strikes. The count to Hunter. Mentioned that 6-game hitting streak. A .320 hitter is Torrey Hunter over those 6 games. Now the 2-2. Got him swinging. He went up with a fastball, and Hunter couldn't reach it. That is out number 1.
Well, he made him aware of the off-speed pitches and then got him to swing at that high fastball. The best pitch that he threw to Trout was the slider that he threw to him that Trout was way out in front of, but somehow got a little piece of and trickled it foul toward their dugout to hang in there, stay alive in the at-bat. And then he got the fastball that caught a little too much of the plate.
The one away. Here is Albert Pujols, and a little nubber foul down the first baseline from Pujols. Pujols, long history against Ryan Dempster, a .351 average is what Pujols has amassed against the Ranger right-hander. 0-1 pitch. That's out of play. A couple more tidbits about that Trout home run, and the 4th leadoff home run of the year for Mike Trout. He also becomes the all-time single-season leader for the Angels in runs scored. That was his 125th. Ground ball up the middle. Right there is Kinsler shading to the shortstop side of second. And Pujols is out, 2 away for Kendrys Morales.
Pretty good use of the shift right there. Base hit up the middle, turns into a ground ball to second base. Pujols reaches for this pitch. You didn't know Ian was there. You go. There's a base hit up the middle.
Well, Morales steps in, and the Rangers on the infield will shift the other way. Morales, a switch hitter, of course, up there from the left side against the right-hander Dempster. Ryan's pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Almost identical to the shift that they use against Pujols in reverse. Kinsler out in shallow right field, and Elvis Andrus 2 or 3 steps on the first base side of second. 0-1 pitch. Got the ball in on him, and the advantage in the count now to Ryan Dempster. No balls, 2 strikes. Morales, as I'm sure Ranger fans remember, terror in this ballpark this year. 5 games, hitting .333 with 10 RBI. Yeah, he has really started to swing the bat well after scuffling in the first half of the season, coming back from that very bad leg injury. Call strike 3. Dempster throws him at home plate like a Totino's pizza. Well, Mike Trout, the leadoff home run, gets the Angels on Rangers come to bat for the first time tonight, and here's Ron Washington's lineup that will face Jared Weaver. Ian Kinsler leads off. He's at second. Elvis Andrus is the shortstop. Josh Hamilton bats third, plays center. Cleanup hitter is the third baseman, Adrian Beltre. Hitting fifth, playing right, Nelson Cruz. Michael Young bats sixth. He plays first base. In left field, batting seventh, David Murphy. Mike Napoli is the designated hitter tonight. And batting ninth, the catcher, Giovanni Soto.
Jared Weaver trying to win game number 20 tonight. He's 19-4. ERA 2.74. 213 opponent's batting average. That leads the American League. Toughest pitcher in the league to hit. 3-7, 5.05 though in 15 career starts in this ballpark, including one early in the year where he just got knocked around for 10 hits and 8 runs in 3 1/3. Came into that game 5-0 with a 1.60 ERA early in the season, and the Rangers torched him pretty good. But since that time, he's beaten the Rangers 3 straight times and pitched pretty well in all 3 games.
Weaver back with the second pitch to Ian Kinsler, and that's high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kins with his 19th home run of the year, leading off yesterday's ball game. That is 7th leadoff home run of the year, 27th in his career. Hits this one well to center field. That sends Trout back, but he stops well shy of the warning track and makes the grab for out number 1. Well, the rest of the defense tonight for the Angels. Trumbo is in left. You saw Trout in center. Torrey Hunter in right field. Poole Olsen first. Kendrick and Ibar up the middle. Alberto Gallaspo is the third baseman. Chris Iannetta is the catcher for Jared Weaver. A 1 out. Here comes Elvis Andrus, and you'll remember the last time that Andrus faced Weaver, we were talking about the remarkable stats that Elvis has against the great pitchers in the league, and Weaver's certainly one of those. 386. The batting average for Elvis Andrus against Weaver, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. Elvis 22 hits, 57 at bats against Weaver. 2 of those are home runs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Elvis currently working on a modest 3-game hitting streak. Average at 289 as he bats second in the Ranger first inning. Out of play to the right. It's 1-2. Elvis back in the batter's box, stands very deep. Weaver's pitch, ground ball hits softly to short. Ibar will take care of it. 2 gone. So Elvis grounds out to his counterpart. And with the bases empty and 2 away, Josh Hamilton now coming up.
When you go back to 2010, Weaver was 13-12 for the Angels. He had a 3.01 ERA. Led the league in strikeouts. Had a strikeout per inning back then. His ERA is much better now. He's tougher to hit. His 1-loss record is much better. But he doesn't strike out as many now, Buzz. What's he doing, would you say, differently now to be technically a better pitcher?
Well, you know, we hear the phrase often, throwing to contact and pitching to contact. And I think that's what Weaver does better now. When you strike out a lot of guys, unless you have just an electric fastball and breaking ball, it takes you a lot of pitches to strike guys out. And I think he was going for the strikeout all the time. And he figured, well, the pitch counts got up. He couldn't work deep into the games. And he changed. He changed his approach to pitching. Makes guys, he wants to make people swing the bat by the second or third pitch of an at-bat. And I think that's a great way to go about it. Slow stuff is low to Josh Hamilton. It's 3 balls and a strike. He has so many weapons, talking about Jared Weaver, that he can work with. He has a great ability to change speeds on the fastball, change movement on the fastball. He's very much a consummate pitcher. Hamilton to left center field. In a hurry is Trumbo, and he gets there in time. And Hamilton a hard out. The Rangers go in order in the first. We played 1 inning on Friday night. It's the Angels 1, the Rangers nothing on TXA 21. In Joel Thomas now. Joel?
Hey, thanks, Buzz. Folks out here just hoping to dodge some showers and clinch a playoff spot. We're in Community Corner tonight, though, to talk a little bit about riding bicycles. It can be tough enough for any kid, but especially tough when they have disabilities. That's where Lose the Training Wheels comes in. The nonprofit group travels the United States and Canada, teaching kids how to ride, but instead of using tires, their bikes use a system of rollers. By the end of the program, most of the kids will be well on their way to being lifelong riders. You can find out more at losethetrainingwheels.org. Buzz?
All right, Joel, thank you. Alberto Callaspo leading things off for the Angels. 0-1 pitch from Dempster. Off speed, and he gets that over. Looked like the splitter. It's 0-2. Callaspo, 256, but that average has been on the rise. You can see the last 13 ball games, a 333 hitter. 0-2 is lined to right center field. That's a base hit. You know, Dempster looked like he was trying to get that ball in on Callaspo, and it never got there. So Callaspo, a leadoff single, is aboard. Howie Kendrick coming up. Second base hit of the night, off of Ryan Dempster. Kendrick steps in, a 277 hitter. Hasn't had that many at bats against Dempster. Had one ball game, and he went 1 for 4 and missed the other game. Shows bunt and takes the pitch outside for ball 1. That had Adrian Beltre, the Ranger third baseman, charging down toward home. And Adrian's going to set up just about a step behind the baseline at third. Off the line, maybe a step and a dive. Kendrick has been having his offensive problems lately, and well, you may see Mike Scioscia ask him to bunt in this situation. No bunt here. And a swing and a miss. It is 1-1. Mike Scioscia in his 13th season at the helm of the Angels. Subject of some speculation when we were out in Anaheim a couple weeks ago that his job might be in jeopardy, and Artie Moreno, their owner, said nope, that's not the case. He is going to be back next year, and for hopefully the total term of his contract, which has been extended, I believe, through 2017.
Yeah, for about $5 million a year. I can't see that contract being eaten, nor should it be. I mean, the guy's one of the best managers in baseball.
You are right about that.
Those rumors just never made any sense.
Ground ball to Beltre, could be 2 to Kinsley. On the run, 5-4-3, the double play erases the leadoff single. Now Adrian, playing even with the bag, did not have the chance to get the hop of his choosing. But as always, he played it just like it was right there for him.
Yeah, I don't think the hop matters too much to him. But you're right, Buzz. That hop might kick off the glove of other third basemen and trickle into left field. Instead, it goes right in the middle of Adrian's glove. Really doesn't make much difference to him, I don't think. But it certainly wasn't as easy a hop to catch as he made it look.
No, not at all. So bases empty, 2 away after the twin killing. Here's Eric Ibar, and he takes the pitch a little bit low for ball 1. That double play, by the way, the 136th grounded into by the Angels, the 133rd turned by the Rangers. 1-0 pitch, that's high, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Ibar also a switch hitter, 291 the average. Since August 1st, he leads the American League with that 352 batting average. Shoots that one foul, and the screen in front of the Ranger dugout does its job and deflects that down the right field line.
For those screens, I can't imagine baseball went as long as it did before they put those screens in front of the dugouts.
I know you can remember. I can remember scattering.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you had to watch the hitter.
A lot of the old dugouts, the old dugouts were small.
Right.
And so if you're sitting in the dugout, guys were standing, you couldn't see perfectly. And if you weren't playing in the game and you're having a conversation and you're not paying 100% to what's going on in the game, man, those balls could fly in there in a hurry. And that was a great innovation in the dugouts.
2-2, got him swinging. Dempster gets his second strikeout, and it turns out to be a 1-2-3 inning thanks to the double play. We're heading to the bottom of the second. Angels 1, Rangers nothing on TXA 21. Call to Mark McLemore at 469-209-2121. If he reads your text in the postgame show tonight, you'll win a $50 sporting goods gift card from Metro PCS. The text number again, 469-209-2121. Adrian Beltre. First pitch of the inning to deep left, but Trumbo able to get it right in front of that 390 marker. Oh, Adrian gave it a ride, but didn't get the carry. And Trumbo able to track it down right up against the padding.
That looked like the swing. Check the contact out. Looked like the contact to be a home run. It just didn't carry. I don't know if the elements are a little different tonight. It's a little muggier maybe, and the wind is blowing in a different direction. It's blowing kind of out toward right field instead of in. Don't know if that affected it, but off the bat it looked like a home run.
One out, here's Nelly Cruz. Slow breaking ball that hits the mark on the outside corner. Cruz at 258, 22 home runs, 86 runs driven in. It's this from the left center field. That's not going to be caught in the air. Into the gap, Cruz around first. He's going for two. Trout's throw is not in time. And Cruz aboard with a one-out double. First Ranger hit of the night.
Couple of hard hit balls, one for an out, one for a double.
And you go back to last inning, Josh Hamilton lined out to end the first inning. Hit him pretty well. Nelly Cruz, his 42nd double of the year. Each one he tacks on gives him a new personal best in his career. So, man in scoring position now for Michael Young, who had a big first inning hit yesterday with runners in scoring position. Ball one is outside. Nelly Cruz, check me, I said 42. That's his 43rd double. Alex Gordon still leading things. Pujols at 48 this year. And Cruz now fourth in the American League. Way wide, the breaking ball, and it's 2-0 to Michael. Michael got that first two-out hit. Rangers had gotten a run in the first inning yesterday against Oakland on Kinsler's leadoff home run, then a couple of outs, and then the Rangers mounted a rally and really made that a big first inning. Michael Young got the 2-run single, and following immediately was Mike Napoli, who drove it out for a 2-run home run. 2-0 pitch, and that is low. It's 3 balls and no strikes to Michael Young. Young hitting 6th in the order tonight. He'll be followed by the Ranger left fielder David Murphy. 1-0 Angels. Weaver a check of second. And the 3-0. That's ball 4. Down and in. So Young draws a 4-pitch walk, men at first and second with 1 out. And Murph coming to the plate.
Weaver is 7th in the league when you look at his walk per 9 innings. 2 walks per 9 innings. Doesn't walk a lot of guys. Looked like he was pitching very carefully to Michael right there with first base open. Does have David Murphy coming up next, though.
Yeah, that's a little surprising.
Yeah.
Pitching carefully to a right-hander with first base open and a left-hander on deck.
That's what I was thinking.
It kind of looked like the way he went after him that he just couldn't locate the pitches. And I'll go with that until we can prove him different.
All right.
There's Murph, who had yesterday off. Said the R&R did him some good. He played in 60 straight games. It was after the first pitch and skies it to right field. Hunter started back, now comes in, makes the catch. And everybody's staying put. That is out number 2. It'll bring up Mike Napoli.
Just a little bit out in front of that off-speed pitch. Looked like a slow curveball. David first ball swinging. Needed to wait another second, maybe another split second would have been right on it.
Mike Napoli, his 21st home run of the year yesterday. He's had great success against his former battery mate, Jared Weaver. 364 his career average. And Chris Iannetta going out to talk to Weaver about how they wanted to work to Napoli. Nap yesterday a 2-for-4 day. And he has really enjoyed hitting against his former club. 455 the average this year. Weaver to the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Napoli with 49 RBI. If he gets another one, or when he gets another one, Rangers going to have 9 players with 50 or more RBI this year. There are a couple of them out there right now with Cruz at second and Young at first. 1-0 pitch. That's high. 2 balls and no strikes. Iannetta flashing the signs out. We were twirling that ball behind his back, as he likes to do. 2-0 pitch, and that's a strike to the outside corner. A lot of slow stuff to Napoli. Even the 2-0 pitch was off speed. Jared Weaver ready. And the 2-1. Another let-up pitch. It's 2-2. Weaver refusing to throw a fastball to Napoli. Lanky right-hander, a 29-year-old. He'll be 30 next month. He okays the sign and is ready to work. A check of the runners. There's a fastball, and Napoli tapping it foul to stay alive at 2-2. Napoli, since coming back from that time on the DL with the quad strain, has hit .273. This is the 11th start. He's got 4 home runs in the first 10 ball games. Weaver again with the 2-2 pitch. Hit well to left field. Going back is Trumbo. Still going back. Reaches up and makes a circus catch, spinning around to make the grab.
Well, we've been seeing a lot of catches with men on base like that against the Rangers.
Trumbo got turned around completely and still made the grab. So the Rangers can't score. They strand a couple of runners onto the third. 1-0 Angels on TXA 21. Will deliver anywhere in Texas. And by Whataburger, proud to serve it hot and fresh 24 hours a day. Now the Angels come to bat in the top of the third inning. 1-0 Los Angeles. And Ryan Dempster to face Mark Trumbo, the number 8 hitter, a swinging strike on the off-speed pitch. Boy, Trumbo, 261 the average, and he has really had some problems. Just 1 for 5 against Dempster in his career, but go back over the last nearly 2 months, month and a half anyway, for Trumbo, and he's hit about $160.
He was one of the hottest players in the league leading up to the All-Star game, which he participated in.
1-1. In the air, left center field. Murphy toward the gap, back a few steps. He makes the grab, and that is out number 1. And one thing though, Trumbo saved at least 1 run, if not 2.
Yeah, Knapp didn't get all that ball, but you know, you thought he might have gotten enough to short hop the wall out there. But Trumbo made a nice play up against the wall. It was Brandon Moss in right field the other night against Elvis that saved the game. Rangers swinging the bats pretty good without much to show for it tonight in 2 innings against Weaver.
Iannetta hits a towering drive to left field. Murphy is back. He is at the wall, and that ball's gone. Chris Iannetta with his 9th home run of the year, a solo shot. It is 2-0 Angels.
Looked like Iannetta got a breaking ball that stayed up near the center of the plate. Let's take another look. Obviously trying to throw it down and away, but it doesn't get down and away. Middle of the plate and in. Pretty good location for a hitter.
.376 feet on the home run to Iannetta.
Coming straight down and just barely cleared the wall.
So a leadoff home run in the first, and a 1-out home run here in the third, and back to the top of the order with the Angels on top 2-0. And here's Mike Trout, who had that leadoff home run. Fouls the pitch away, and again he is down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Got a few shout outs to start to get to, Buzz. Caden Carter is here from Lubbock. Came in for the ball game tonight to see his favorite player, Mitch Moreland. Happy birthday, Caden. belated birthday to Mabel Wheat from Cooper, Texas. She was 91 years old. Marsha Williamson from Dallas has a birthday. Vicki Melhart from Tyler, Texas. Bobby Lennox is 80 years old today. Happy birthday to all of you.
And Trout again to dead center. Hamilton going back. It's over his head. It's off the wall. Trout putting the motors on. Here comes Kinsler's throw, and it bounces several times. And Trout in with a triple.
Yeah, that's a stand-up double as the ball comes in right near second base for almost every other hitter. Trout never thought about staying at second. He just kept right on going. If he hits it in the gap, you really have to hustle to get him before he goes to third. Another pitch out over the plate.
Yep.
Trout's had 2 of those tonight. One he's hit a home run on. That one he hit a triple on.
And slider for Ryan Dempster has not been getting down and away to the right-hand hitters. And Trout with great speed. Ian Kinsler must not have gotten a very good grip on that ball as he made the relay throw.
And I think he was just trying to do it as quickly as he possibly could. Probably didn't get a perfect grip. Knew he didn't have time to be deliberate and concentrate on an accurate throw. He just had to hope for an accurate throw and get it as quickly as he could.
1-0 the count to Torrey Hunter, and as you see, the Ranger infield now pulled all the way into the cut of the grass. Hunter, a strikeout victim in the first inning. And that's exactly what Ryan Dempster would like to have here. Chopper to third. Trout's coming home. Beltre, the slide, the tag, he's out.
Soto must have blocked the plate.
Yep. Beltre double clutch, and that's going to bring Mike Sochi out to argue, but when Beltre double clutched to get a good grip on the ball, I thought there was no chance to get Trout. He was off on contact. But Soto apparently got that foot down right in front of home plate, and Trout had to try to slide around him and couldn't get it done.
Never touched the plate.
Nope.
He missed the plate with his feet. Tries to come back with his hands.
Yeah.
And it looked like his arm was tagged by Soto. He slid. Feet never got there. Did he get the hand in before the tag? Pretty close. Call went Soto's way on that one.
Well, the fielder's choice cuts down Trout. It's still 2-0 Angels. And with 2 outs and Hunter at first, Albert Pujols is now in the batter's box. We'll see how important that run saved becomes for the Rangers and for Ryan Dempster.
Well, Trout popped up and never said anything to the umpire. Just popped up and went to the dugout, which, would lead me to believe that he did get tagged in the arm. It's tough to tell in the replay. I think if he didn't get touched, he would have at least looked at the umpire and said something, you would think.
Pujols 0 for 1 tonight. Had a ground ball to Ian Kinsler. Next pitch to him is in the dirt. And the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Pujols first time up swung at the first 2 pitches, and this time he has watched both of them. Looked like he's taken all the way on both the pitches. How about that? 13 of his 27 hits this month have been doubles. He's closing in on a very exclusive club, that being 50 doubles and 30 home runs. He is 2 doubles shy of that mark. Next pitch is wide. It goes to 3 balls and no strikes. Be the 3rd time in his career if he is able to do that. And he would be the only player in Major League history to have 3 seasons of 50 doubles and 30 home runs. 3-0 pitch is a strike to the outside corner. Pujols waiting as Dempster reads the signs. And the breaking ball in the dirt. That puts 2 aboard with 2 out for Kendrys Morales. First walk issued by Ryan Dempster tonight. 1 walk to go along with his 3 strikeouts. Morales called out on strikes back in the first inning. Angels 2 on, 2 outs. They have 2 runs on 4 hits tonight. Rangers no runs on 1 hit. A little bluff move back to second base. Torrey Hunter giving Elvis an elbow or an elbow in the chest just to say hi. How are you? Dempster a check of second. The first pitch to Morales is a breaking ball that's in for strike 1. Rangers again with that shift on. Ian Kinsler playing shallow right field. He's a good 30 feet out there against Morales. But with a runner at second base in Hunter, Adrian Beltre has to stay relatively close to third base. Another pitch trying to get in and missed off the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Finish up on a couple of birthdays. Colby Turner from White House, Texas, and Harold Lidford from Abilene, Texas. Harold is 90 years old today. Happy birthdays. Teola Little, 85 years old from Anson, Texas. And twins, Reba Barrett and Nita Kane, 87 years old. They live in Rockwall, Texas. Faye Dotson, 81 years old today. A lot of birthdays today. And lastly, Barbara and Lynn Reed from Allen, Texas, at the game tonight for their anniversary. So happy birthday, happy anniversary. Glad you're all here.
Two balls, 1 strike. The count to Kendrys Morales. Ryan Dempster trying to work around a pair of runners aboard and 2 out. Chopper foul. That evens the count now at 2-2. Crowd now starting to applaud, backing Ryan Dempster and his teammates trying to get out of this inning with no further damage. Got Hunter at second, Pujols at first. The 2-2 pitch got him swinging. Strikeout number 4 for Dempster. The inning comes to an end. The Angels score on Ionetta's 1-out solo home run. They strand a couple. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. Angels 2, Rangers nothing on TXA 21. postseason on Fox and TBS. The excitement begins October the 5th with a wild card game on TBS. And you can keep up with the entire postseason schedule at TexasRangers.com/postseason. Giovanni Soto, the number 9 hitter, leading things off here in the 3rd inning. And Jared Weaver throws a strike to the outside corner. Soto with the Rangers, a .204 hitter. He has driven in 24 with 5 home runs. Weaver back to him, and he got away with a hanging breaking ball. 0-2. Soto, as you can see, 5 of his last 7 starts, he's been able to get on base via the base hit. Ibar gobbles up that ground ball. That is out number 1. Soto retired. Now back to the top of the Ranger order for Ian Kinsler. Gans begins things tonight for the Rangers. Flying out to center field. So 0 for 1 this evening. And trying to get something started here in the Ranger 3rd. Kinsler seems like it's either been the penthouse or the basement against Jared Weaver. Pitch outside. Hitting just .216, 16 hits, and 3 of those have been home runs. Well, he has gotten the ball airborne against Weaver. He's had a few of them fly out of the ballpark. That's airborne, but it's fouled away to the right.
Buzz, we got a unique gift tonight. I don't know if you opened yours or not.
No, I have not.
Okay.
It's sitting right over here.
It comes from No Napkin Needed Inc. and the Dallas Lighthouse for the Blind. It's called a My Sleeve. I promise you, you've never heard of anything like this before. It can be used at any indoor-outdoor sporting event, and you can use it to wipe your mouth, maybe while you're eating the boomstick.
There you go.
Sweaty face, runny nose, you name it. You can find it at the mysleeve.com, and if you do go there, know that you're helping keep the doors open for the Lighthouse for the Blind with each purchase. And in just a second, our camera's going to show this.
Good, you got that going.
I do.
It's good. So it's a multi-purpose sleeve.
Multi-purpose. Good. Put the sleeve on your arm like this.
Yeah.
And if you happen to be eating a boomstick and some trickles down your face, you just go like that.
I like that.
It's called a My Sleeve.
Great.
And that's very nice. Thank you very much
great.
for sending that to us.
Kinsler hits a towering pop-up that's in foul territory. It's going to stay in play, maybe. Yep, Callaspo able to reach in, and he comes out with the ball.
Boy, they were fighting to get around that corner, both of them. That's a sharp cement corner right there. There's a little padding right on the edge. That was a nice play. Callaspo stayed with that. Ibar was trying to get at it. He made a nice play.
Alan Porter, the third base umpire down there, to have a real close look at it. Well, that is a good play by Callaspo. The Kinsler out there are 2 away now, and Elvis comes to the plate, having grounded a short his first time. Off speed, that's in for strike 1.
Yeah, for any people that are watching the game, let's say you're a 6'2", 295-pound high school baseball player, and you happen to be sitting in that same seat and the same play comes up, you don't have to let him catch that ball if he goes into the stands. Now, there's not much that those kids could do right there. Certainly they wouldn't be thinking of that anyway. But if you do happen to be right there, that might be a catch that he doesn't make next time. You can't reach out on the field to do that.
Right.
If he reaches in where you're sitting, you have every right to that ball.
0-2 the count to Elvis. Hit to right field. Hunter going back. Has a bead drawn on it. Makes the grab, and the Rangers are gone in order. We have finished 3 in Arlington tonight. It's the Angels 2, the Rangers nothing on TXA 21. trophynissan.com. Alberto Callaspo getting ready to lead off the top of the fourth inning. Angels leading 2-0. Ryan Dempster back to the hill. He has allowed the 2 runs on a pair of solo home runs. And the first pitch to Callaspo is low for ball 1. Callaspo led off the second by singling to center field. He was erased on a double play off the bat of Howie Kendrick. Next pitch, the breaking ball, is a little bit low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Ryan Dempster, 51 pitches thus far, and 33 of them for strikes. Callaspo swings, pops it up. Near home plate, coming down the line is Adrian Beltre, and the Ranger third baseman captures that one. 1 away, and Kendrick coming up.
Well, Ryan's made a lot of good pitches tonight. He struck out 4. Just made a couple of mistakes that the Angels didn't let him get away with. Fastball to Trout, breaking ball to Iannetta, 2 home runs.
Kendrick 0 for 1 after that double play grounder, and he takes a strike to the outside corner. Kendrick missed 1 out of 7 in the just completed Angels series against Seattle. He's been on a bit of a downturn lately. Kinsler in shallow right field knocks it down, but can't come up with it cleanly. And I'm sure that'll go as a base hit for Howie Kendrick. Kinsler in shallow right field trying to flag that down. And that is an infield single. You know, had everything gone exactly right for Kinsler, he might have been able to throw him out, but that's certainly not a foregone conclusion by any means. A 1 on, 1 out. Here's Eric Ibar. Switch hitter batting from the left side against Dempster. Dempster will go first base way to drive Kendrick back. But Ibar in September, 364 his average. Chops one that Young goes to the ground to grab, and that's all they're going to get at second. Nice play though by Michael Young, making the accurate throw down to Elvis to get the lead runner in Howie Kendrick for the second out.
Very tough, very difficult to turn a double play like that with a fast runner, and you just want to make sure you get 1 out. So making the pickup was primary. Taking your time and an accurate throw was also very important. And if you're able to get the double play, fine, but if not, get 1 out. Michael's strong, accurate infielder's arm is definitely an asset for him at first base.
Yep, that threw right on the money to Elvis. Well, Ibar at first, very definitely a running threat. He is 20 out of 24 this year in the stolen base category. Mark Trumbo is at the plate. Trumbo flied out to left field his first time. Dempster's first pitch, and that breaking ball is low for ball 1. We're talking about Trumbo last time up, the difficulties he's had really since the All-Star break. Last 44 games, he's hitting 168. 71 strikeouts in 44 games. Hit his 31st home run of the year on the 16th of September. So it's been 12 days since that. Snap throw to first, and Ibar just back. And when he hit his 31st home run of the year, that was the first time that he hit one in better than 3 weeks. And he's had 1 home run in the last month and a week. Dempster, a long look, now the 1-0 pitch. Hit to center, hit pretty well. Hamilton going back. It's over his head, off the wall. Hamilton's relay throw coming in. Ibar coming to the plate. The throw is not going to be in time as Ibar able to slide around the attempted tag by Giovanni Soto. And Trumbull, a line drive RBI double. The Angels now lead 3-0.
It's another hanging breaking ball. Unfortunately, Ryan has been inconsistent with his command. For the most part, when he makes his pitch, he's been in command of the game. But unfortunately, mixed in between are too many pitches like that against a strong hitting team, guys with power that have teed off when they've gotten a good pitch to hit.
Now the number 9 man, Chris Iannetta. Yeah, he swings through what looked like a hanging breaking ball. It's 0-1. Iannetta hit a moonshot of a home run his first time up. Scraped the back of the out-of-town scoreboard on its way down, but it went in the books as his 9th home run of the year. Dempster, a check of Trumbo, now steps off the pitching rubber and going to do a little manicuring in the landing area of the pitcher's mound. Iannetta, who missed a couple of months with that fractured wrist. You see he's turned things around pretty dramatically offensively. 308 in the last 30 ball games in which he's played. That's gotten his average up to 254. No balls and 2 strikes. It's 1-2. Here's the home run for Iannetta, his first time up.
Just barely cleared the wall. Went down the gap between the scoreboard and the seats.
Dempster ready to work. A check of second. 1-2 pitch is fouled back. Giovanni Soto going to go out and talk with Dempster. Now what they want to try and do in the next offering to Iannetta. The Angels 3 runs on 6 hits now. They are slowly, methodically putting up runs against Ryan Dempster and the Rangers. A ball and 2 strikes. And call strike 3. A little delayed call by Jim Reynolds, but it finally was rung up. And that'll do it for the Angels. They score a run on a couple of hits and strand one. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Angels 3, Rangers nothing on TXA 21.
Of the fourth inning, I want to tell fans how they can help out one of their favorite players, Michael Young. Mike has done a lot in the community here since he's been here for the last 12 years, and now folks can help him win a national award, the MLB.com Clemente Award. You can go to MLB.com/Clemente Award and vote for Michael Young to receive this prestigious honor. Buzz?
All right, Joel, thank you. Josh Hamilton leading off and looping one down the right field line that he turns into a hustling double. And the Rangers, for the first time tonight, have their leadoff man aboard. Hamilton with his 29th double of the year. And that's how the fourth inning opens for Texas.
I see if the Rangers can't put a little something together against Weaver right here. And a slider that Josh hits a little bit toward the end of the bat. In fact, right off the end of the bat. Hunter giving it a valiant effort, but not much chance to get someone with Josh's speed.
Josh at second. Here is Adrian Beltre, who flied deep to left field his first time, and he takes an off-speed pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Beltre brings in a 4-game hitting streak tonight. He is again putting together very solid streaks in this month of September. He's gone 8 for 17 on this homestand, hitting safely in all 4 games against Oakland. And the pitch outside, that evens the count at a ball and a strike. Highest average in the American League at home this year. Beltre at 344. He had 19 home runs. Rangers playing their 79th game at home here tonight. Hamilton at second, taking his lead right there at the bottom of your screen. Weaver checks him. 1-1 pitch, line to right field, a base hit. Hamilton will be held to third as Hunter comes up with the ball, misses the cutoff man, so Beltre keeps on going, and he is out at second base. Well, Iannetta made a strong throw. Looked like Adrian might have made it in under the tag, but Ibar slapping that tag down in a hurry. They get the call and the out.
It was a good idea by Adrian because Hunter completely airmailed the cutoff man. But he made a strong, accurate throw to the catcher, who was able to throw out Adrian, trying to stretch the single and take the extra base. You see it go over the cutoff man. As soon as it did that, Adrian went to second. But they get the call at second base on the strong throw from Iannetta.
Boy, that is bang, bang. Looked like the hand and glove and bag all converged to the same spot at the same time. A 1 out now with Hamilton at third, and the pitch is inside to Nelly Cruz. Cruz doubled to center field his first time up, actually left center. And he had a rocket out there. It's this one well to left center field. Going back is Trumbo. He puts the brakes on right at the warning track, makes the catch. Tagging at third and scoring is Josh Hamilton. And Nelly Cruz gets his 87th RBI. The Rangers cut the deficit to 3-1 Angels.
It's only 1 run for the Rangers, but watching the first 3 2/3, Weaver looks a little vulnerable tonight. Doesn't look like he's quite as sharp as we've seen him before.
Now, I would agree with you. Just a matter of if Ryan Dempster and the Ranger pitching staff now can put the brakes on the Angel offense. Here's Michael Young, and he takes high and inside for ball 1. Young drew a walk his first trip up there. Two 2-0.
Well, maybe he wasn't pitching around Michael. Maybe there's something about Michael. He can't throw a strike to him.
Well, the numbers wouldn't tell you that it's anything particularly nasty against him. That pitch fouled away. There's the first strike that Weaver's been credited with to Young. Michael hitting .271 in 85 at bats against Weaver in his career, and then for Michael, that's not inordinately high. Weaver winds the 2-1 pitch. Hit in the air to center field. Trout backing up, waiting for it to come down, and makes the grab. Side retired. The Rangers get on the scoreboard, a run on 2 hits, nobody left. On to the 5th in Arlington. Angels 3, Rangers 1 on TXA 21. Your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Well, umbrellas popping out. A few sprinkles falling at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. A lot of the crowd came very well prepared. Nice little poncho. And
if there's sprinkles, it is very lightly sprinkling right now. Definitely rain in the area, though, and rain forecast possibly for tomorrow.
Mike Trout hits a one-hopper to Beltran. Adrian really unloads in a hurry to get the speedy Mike Trout at first.
He knows who's running, and he knows he doesn't have much time. Makes a nice pickup. Another tricky hop, handled beautifully.
Boy, to be able to throw from that angle with something on it every time and be accurate, amazing. Torrey Hunter now the hitter, and he takes ball 1 from Ryan Dempster. Hunter 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fielder's choice ground out. There's a strike. It's 1-1. Reminder, folks, about tomorrow's game. Now, this game is originally scheduled tomorrow night, Saturday night, for 7:05, and instead it's been moved up to 3:05 for the first pitch. Hunter pops the next pitch up, foul territory, coming over for a look and running out of room. Giovanni Soto.
That lady was in definite danger. Or lady and guy. Oh. Look at Jim Sundberg. Yeah. Boy, he really went to the rescue, didn't he? Sonny couldn't get far enough. If there wasn't a person next to him, Sonny would have been 40 feet away. Where did he now?
On the run, Elvis Andrews fires to first.
Of course, Sonny's caught his share of those in his day.
Yeah, I think he learned over the years that it's probably better off. What he's saying, it's better off with these hands to back away. Don't even come close.
Now watch all-star catcher Jim Sundberg, right in the middle of your screen, the blue shirt, pushing the guy out of the way that he's sitting next to, while the man and his girlfriend, wife, sister almost get clobbered in the front row. We're going to get a text from Sonny pretty soon. But,
yeah.
You know, you see it on the screen. You have to just describe what you see. And
you sit there in the front row and you can't hide.
I mean, Sonny's going to have to bring a mask and a catcher's mitt next time.
1-0 the count to Pujols. Ball 2 misses. Pujols, ground ball to second and a walk. Dempster with 2 outs, bases empty. Started into the windup and then thought better of it. Now he'll reset, start over. 2-0 pitch. 3 balls and no strikes. Active career leaders in batting average. Pujols .325. Mauer not far behind. Ichiro just behind him. And look at Cabrera. Todd Helton, despite having an off year this year. There's a strike. It's 3-1. Pujols brings in an 8-game hitting streak. And outside, ball 4. Well, the 2-out walk puts Pujols aboard. The second walk issued in the game, both of them Pujols, by Ryan Dempster. Well, folks, we invite you to visit the official online shop of the Texas Rangers at TexasRangers.com. You can browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and a whole lot more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the TexasRangers.com shop. Look at that smile. Yeah, what rain? Not rain. It's a nice night out here.
Feels good.
Here's a strike to Kendrys Morales. Morales has not been able to solve Ryan Dempster tonight. He has struck out both times. Going to get me a handful of her face. Now the 0-1. Out of play to the left. And again, Dempster ahead of the count to Kendrys Morales. No balls and 2 strikes.
Sonny just got my text. I saw him looking at his phone, and then he turned around and waved. He's showing it to the guy next to him. I asked him if the guy next to him was okay that he trampled trying to get out of the way.
We have to make Nolan aware of that one next time we see him.
Oh, yeah. I think we can save that replay for something.
Yeah. Nolan's always looking for something to hang over Sonny's head.
That one should be shown at the Christmas party.
Still no balls and 2 strikes to Morales. Dempster at the 75 pitch mark. So not inordinately high here tonight. He has 2 outs and 1 on in the 5th inning. Rangers trailing 3-1, and Dempster trying to keep it right there. 1-2 to Morales. Dempster deep in thought as he gets ready to climb back on top of the hill. Has the signing once, and the 1-2. Tried that splitter away, couldn't get Morales to bite. Count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Morales, his last 16 ball games, hit .311. He has been on fire for the Angels. As a matter of fact, the Angels have pretty much been on fire. They've gone 16-8 in September, which is the best record in the American League. Mike Scioscia's club, after following that disastrous April hole, have come out and played extremely well since then. Now the Pujols has gotten hot. Mike Trout came on the scene. Pitch low and inside. The count is now full to Morales.
Morales starting to lay off that pitch a little bit. He struck out the first couple of times and looked a little vulnerable to swinging at one of those off-speed pitches out of the strike zone. So far he's been able to lay off it. See if he can lay off something here. 3-2.
With 2 outs, Pujols will be off and moving. Michael Young playing behind Pujols with a full count and 2 out. Payoff pitch. Got him swinging. Got the hat trick as Dempster went upstairs and Morales couldn't grab that one. 6 strikeouts for Ryan Dempster. We've played half the ball game. It's the Angels 3, the Rangers 1 on TXA 21. Yeah, the question we are going to ask you this evening, the Rangers team record for the most players scoring over 100 runs in a season is 4, and that happened in 1999. We're asking you to name those 4 players. David Murphy leading things off in the bottom of the 5th inning, a 3-1 Angel lead. It's the bottom third of the Ranger order to face Jared Weaver. Murphy, a fly ball to right, his first time up. He takes the next pitch low and in. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Murph at 307 with a batting average. And he takes strike 2. The 307 average good for 8th in the American League. In his last 3 ball games, Murph has had a little bit of a problem. He's also barking a little bit at Jim Reynolds, the home plate umpire. Didn't like that call. Swing and a miss. Weaver gets the breaking ball off speed down and in, and Murphy is gone on strikes. That is the first strikeout of the night for Jared Weaver.
One of the best pitches he's thrown all night right there. Pretty sharp breaking ball.
No bases empty, 1 away. Mike Napoli, who lined to deep left field. His first time up will come in. Weaver's first pitch is low and away. It's ball 1. Napoli saw exactly 1 fastball his first time up. A lot of off-speed stuff, a lot of breaking balls, a lot of straight changes. Weaver's 1-0. It's off-speed and inside. It's 2 balls, no strikes. How about that on-base plus slugging against the Angels since the start of last year, 1,300. There's a fastball strike. 2-1. Weaver's next offering is outside. It goes to 3-1. So Napoli trying to get aboard with 1 out here in the 5th. It'll be followed by Giovanni Soto, who's getting loose in that on-deck circle. Rangers just 3 hits tonight, but they put 2 of them together for a run in the 4th inning, along with a sac fly. And that slow breaking ball drops in. The count is full. Weaver to the wind, the payoff pitch. Check swing, and he went down, and Knapp knew it. He has gone on strikes, talking to Jim Reynolds, asking if that was a strike, and Reynolds affirming that it was. That's back-to-back strikeouts now for Weaver. 2 away for Soto.
Yeah, Weaver's breaking ball's been excellent in the 5th inning. One he struck out David Murphy with, broke sharply down and in. That one fooled Knapp.
Another breaking ball, so apparently he has a pretty good feel for that right now, and he's going to work it. Soto, a ground ball to short as he led off the Ranger 3rd. 1 ball, 1 strike. Giovanni playing in his 44th game with the Rangers tonight. Hits this one in the air, shallow right center field. Hunter, a long run. Trout coming in. Hunter on the run, makes the catch above his cap. Side retired, Rangers down in order in the 5th. And after 5 complete, it's the Angels 3, the Rangers 1 on TXA 21. Rangers has set a team mark for most players scoring over 100 runs in a season. Name the 4 players, and those players were: Pudge had 116, Juan Gonzalez 114, Rusty with 107, and Mark McLemore with 105 for that 1999 team. Team went on to win the American League West handily that year, and ran into a very hot Yankee club. Matter of fact, the 3 years that the Rangers made the playoffs in the 90s, they ran into that hot Yankee club that was really in full gear at that time.
Yeah, the Rangers had strong hitting both those years, but boy, the Yankees' strong pitching shut them down pretty much. First game in Yankee Stadium, Rangers had a huge game. Juan hit a couple of home runs, had a lead in the 2nd game, had a lead in the 3rd game, played them tough. But when push came to shove, their pitching was really good in those series.
Callaspo going around. He couldn't check his swing. It's 1-2. Alan Porter, the 3rd base umpire, making that call. Callaspo 1 for 2 tonight. He is singled and popped out. Up the middle, but Elvis shading him that way. Fires onto Young. That's out number 1. And let's go over and say hello again to Joel Thomas. Joel?
Hey, thanks, Buzz. Hey, I'm up here with the Medical Dream Team. This is the crew from the doctors, a show you can see on our sister station, CBS 11, in the afternoons. And Dr. Travis Stork is here with me. And you guys kind of cover a lot of territory on your show.
We cover everything when it comes to your health, really celebrating health and teaching people how they can take better care of themselves at home.
Now, I know this crew has been up here for, what, 3 days now? 4 days, a week?
We've been here since Monday, and we've basically seen the entire, I would say, Dallas-Fort Worth area.
It's been great. really has. We absolutely loved it here, and everybody's been so nice.
Yeah, big change from L.A. where you guys normally shoot, right?
Yes, we usually shoot at Paramount.
This is our last night, so we're here at the ball game.
Yeah, one last night.
Our last night here in Dallas. We have a seminar we're doing tomorrow afternoon, and then we go back to California.
Well, there you go. There's your prescription for fun right from the doctors. Come on out to the ballpark. Thank you, guys, and enjoy the game. All right.
Thanks,
Joe. I watch that from time to time.
Yeah.
That guy's good. I like him.
Send him, well, we know where he is. Send him over a couple questions if you got anything.
I'm feeling good right now.
Okay, good. Good. Howie Kendrick
I
of
don't
the
know if he's got anything for old age. Like
the way
sore
arthritic
all wrists and things like that.
The way all four of those people looked at Joel was talking to, I don't think they know anything about old age. There's a strike to Kendrick to even things up at 2-2. All I can tell you, Tom, it's the attitude I've adopted. Old age is the only thing good about it's better than the alternative. So.
Yeah, and it's going to happen whether you like it or not.
That's exactly right. Dempster's 2-2 pitch. A little number foul down the third baseline. We'll come back and try it again. Homer Bailey, we understand, just got through tossing a no-no against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Buccos under Clint Hurdle. No hit by Homer Bailey tonight of the Cincinnati Reds. A 1-0 final in that ball game in Pittsburgh. First no-hitter for Cincinnati since Tom Browning threw that perfect game against the Dodgers for the Red Legs. Another number foul, and we'll try the 3-2 pitch one more time. Kendrick, an infield single, and a ground ball that turned into a double play. 1 out of 2. Currently hitting at .278 for the season. (3-1) Angels. Payoff pitch is low, ball 4, and Kendrick draws the 1-out walk. Third walk tonight issued by Ryan Dempster, first to anybody other than Albert Pujols. And 1 on, 1 out. Eric Ibar is now coming up.
Oh, Ryan really has hung in there pretty well. He's given up a couple of long balls. Gave up a triple to Trout. Pitches he got up and out over the plate. But for the most part, he's done a good job of keeping the Angel hitters off balance, mixing in some good off-speed pitches.
Ibar 0 for 2. He has struck out and reached on a fielder's choice.
Rangers just have to figure out a way to get to Jared Weaver.
Yeah.
They only managed 1 so far in 5 innings against him.
Yeah, and he really hasn't had to work overly hard in any one inning. We've seen him have better stuff, but still able to get what he needs done in a hurry. No balls and a strike to Ibar. Told you about Ibar being on fire offensively since the start of August. And he's cooling off just a little bit. He's right now 0 for his last 8. And working a bit on Kendrick at first. Dempster fires that way. Robbie Ross up and beginning to throw as Ryan Dempster is in the mid-90s now. He's about ready to throw his 93rd pitch of the night. So Robbie Ross beginning to loosen in right center field. Chopper foul by Ibar, and that makes it no balls and 2 strikes. Tough guy to strike out. 5th in the American League as far as degree of difficulty. Ibar, about 9.5 plate appearances for every strikeout. Michael Brantley of the Indians, the toughest to strike out. Then Ben Revere. Ichiro, still difficult. And Pedroia, the top 5. And another quick throw by Dempster. Ibar checking with Dino Ebel, the third base coach. Dempster ready. And the 0-2. Call strike 3.
A perfect pitch with his fastball. 7 strikeouts.
Ibar caught window shopping on that fastball away. There are 2 outs. Boom.
One of those where you get the call within an inch or so.
Yep.
Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't.
So now Mark Trumbo will step in, and last time up, Trumbo rattled the padding out in center field with a line drive that turned into an RBI double. Ball 1 with a fastball from Dempster is high. Trumbo now 90 RBI, and that surpasses his career best, which was his first year last year. He had 87. .31 home runs, also a career best. There goes Kendrick. The pitch is outside. The throw to second, and the ball is knocked loose from Ian Kinsler. It'll be a stolen base for Howie Kendrick. With a throw right on the money, and it would be interesting to see what the call would have been had Kinsler hung on to the ball.
I don't think you're going to see that because the umpire didn't make the call.
Yeah.
He waited. It looked like.
Yeah,
he beat it.
Yeah.
And Ian knew it was going to be close, so he had to really slap the tag quickly, which makes you a little susceptible to dropping the ball. But he looked like he was going to get it.
So the stolen base for Howie Kendrick. He is in scoring position now for Mark Trumbo, who has a count of 2 balls and no strikes on it. Trumbo, the runners in scoring position average, just about what his overall average is. And it is exactly what the overall average is for the Angels as a team. 2-0 pitch, line to right center field. That's going to plug the gap, be down and to the wall. Kendrick trots down the line from third and scores. Back-to-back RBI doubles from Mark Trumbo, and the Angels regain a 3-run advantage. It's now 4-1 Los Angeles.
Yeah, Trumbo, you mentioned Buzz has been struggling, but he's had a couple of good at-bats when he's waited on the ball and driven the ball to the deep part of the ballpark for both those doubles. Another pitch that Ryan trying to get down and away, but he catches the middle of the plate, and the Angels just aren't letting him get away with many of those.
The hanging slider is getting punished here tonight. And the first pitch to Chris Iannetta, the catcher, is strike 1. Iannetta, a home run and a strikeout. 9th home run of the year with 1 out in the 3rd inning. Trumbo at second. And the off-speed pitch is a bit low. It's 1-1. Iannetta brought in from the Colorado Rockies to take over behind the plate for Mike Scioscia's club. Told you about the broken wrist that he suffered in May. Missed 2 months of the season. And that really put the Angels in a bind. They didn't have the backup depth that they had in the past. Before, they had Jeff Mathis and Mike Napoli, both kind of rotating for Mike Scioscia as the catcher. And then they had, with those two, they had Bobby Wilson or Hank Conger or someone backing them up. So there wasn't a depth problem. But this year, they didn't quite have that. 2-1 on the count. Dempster back to him. And that's low. 3 balls and 1 strike. So if Iannetta gets aboard, you got the top of the order and Mike Trout waiting in the on-deck circle. This might be Ryan Dempster's last hitter. He's up over the 100 pitch mark, 101. But might think that another walk here would just about do it. We'll find out here very quickly, as that is very high, and here comes Ron Washington. Well, a 2-out double, driving in a run, and followed by the walk, and that's it for Ryan Dempster. He goes 5 2/3. He has allowed 4 runs thus far with 7 hits, 3 walks, make that 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So his night is finished. He will depart, and the left-hander Robbie Ross is summoned from the Ranger bullpen. So Ross coming into a game that the Angels lead 4-1, and we'll take a timeout. Be right back after this on TXA 21. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. He will face Mike Trout, and there are Robbie's numbers for the year.
Good numbers they are, too. Robbie trying to spend a little time on the disabled list. Feeling good right now just trying to get back and get that sharpness back that he had early in the season, first half of the year, when he was just about untouchable.
So the 23-year-old left-hander on now to face a top of the Angels order, and this Angel order tonight has been pretty productive. Mike Trout at the plate. Trout has tripled and homered tonight. He has Trumbo at second, Iannetta at first base. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Ross ready, a check of the runners, and the first pitch to Trout is just off the outside corner for ball 1. Ross nods in agreement. Now comes set. And gets a strike to the outside corner. 1-1 to Trout. Runners in scoring position, almost identical to his batting average overall. Just hard to find anything to fault with this young man's game. Got him on the fist that time, and Beltre will make the tag on Trumbo, and that'll do it. So Ross comes in, gets the fielder's choice out, and we're going to the bottom of the 6th. It's now the Angels 4 and the Rangers 1 on TXA 21. Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $700 and dinner for two at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Terry Woodka from Plano. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam during the inning, Terry Woodka from Plano wins $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Well, the Rangers will have the top of the order to face Jared Weaver here in the 6th inning. Weaver's allowed just 1 run on 3 hits thus far. He has struck out a couple, both those coming in the 5th inning. And he has walked only 1. That was Michael Young back in the 2nd. Ian Kinsler, fly ball to center and a foul out to third baseman Alberto Callaspo. Ball 1 is low and outside. Weaver through the first 5 innings only 62 pitches. And there's a strike. Ian at 262. Weaver back to him and misses inside. 2-1. Weaver trying to become the first 20-game winner in the American League. Rangers trying to prevent that from happening. Off speed, and that finds the mark.
Changeup. A lot of curveballs and changeups.
Yep. Well, Weaver, like most of the very good pitchers, the ability to pitch differently when necessary. Deep to left field, but hooked well foul by Kinsler.
Yeah, he just really has an assortment of pitches, and he has the ability to use what he needs to get the hitters out. He can go in any direction he wants, really. Doesn't seem to have a real good fastball tonight, but hasn't needed it with all the off-speed offerings.
Right. Again, the 2-2. Off the end of the bat towards short. Ibar to Pujols, and Kinsler's retired. 1 away for Elvis Andrus.
Shortstop Elvis Andrus.
Elvis 0 for 2. He has grounded out to short, flying to right field. Elvis on this homestand, 278 hitter in the first 4 games plus tonight. Chops that first pitch foul. It is 0-1. Ford leaderboard tonight. We'll show you the Ranger hits this season. Adrian Beltre 4th in the American League at 186. Elvis a new career high at 176. 166 for Ian Kinsler, also a career high. Elvis showing bunt, pulls the bat back. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. And not only does Elvis have a new career high in hits, just about everything else. 2 RBI, doubles. Takes that pitch low. New career high in triples, total bases, extra base hits, games. I mean, it's just been an all-around outstanding year for Elvis. 2-1 pitch from Weaver. Looped into left center field on a charging Trumbo. Can't get there, but he's backed up by Trout. So Elvis aboard with a 1-out single. Well, Elvis had tried hitting the ball hard a couple of times, got nothing to show for it, so he looped one in front of Mark Trumbo. A 1-out single has him on for Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, and that kind of a ball, there's no problem diving for it. You know that the other outfielder is going to be right behind you anyway. You're not giving up an extra base.
Well, here's Josh, who is 1 for 2. He is lined to left field and doubled to right. And now Weaver wants to talk with Chris Iannetta. Josh at 286 for the season, 125 RBI. He's still at least coming into play tonight ahead in the Major League home run race, 1 ahead of Miguel Cabrera. Andrus at first, being held on by Albert Pujols. Jared Weaver goes that way with a toss. Here's that leaderboard for the home runs. Edwin Encarnacion also with 42. Off speed, that stays a little bit high to Josh. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Not sure Hamilton has seen a fastball at all tonight. An assortment of changeups and slow breaking balls, hard breaking balls.
The only one that he might have seen was the line drive he hit to left field. The out he made the first inning might have been fastball.
He gets one there and skies to shallow left field. Trumbo coming on. It's up high enough to give him time to get there. That is out number 2. Andrus back to first, and Adrian Beltre now will come up. Well, here's the TXU Energy replay. At third, the hot corner, Adrian Beltre. Even though he double clutched, still able to get Mike Trout at home. That was a big play in the ball game. TXU Energy, the right things right now. And that's what Adrian Beltre had going for him right then. Adrian 1 for 2 tonight. Singled to right field and was out trying to advance to second on a high throw from Torrey Hunter. Elvis back standing. Beltre at .318 with the average, exactly where he came in, which at the start of the day was 5th in the American League. He's now hit safely in 20 of his last 24 ball games in this month of September. Strike 1 to the outside corner, like a slider from Weaver. Beltre in the month, 10 home runs, 16 RBI, and 17 runs scored. Elvis establishing his lead at first, the 0-1 pitch. And Beltre fouls it off to the right. 0-2. Looking at the scoreboard tonight, the Orioles down to Boston 9-1 at Camden Yards. Yankees keeping pace. They are leading Toronto 8-2 now in the 7th inning in Toronto. Line drive that Adrian really waited well on that breaking ball and just hit it foul down the first base side. Minnesota now has taken a 2-0 lead over Detroit. That ball game in the bottom of the 7th in Minnesota. And the White Sox leading Tampa Bay in the bottom of the 5th in Chicago. That's a 2-1 ball game. Weaver again ready for the 0-2 pitch. High fastball. Adrian couldn't say no to it. And he has gone swinging. The Rangers are gone in the inning. No runs a hit. They strand 1. After 6 completed, it's the Angels 4, the Rangers 1 on TXA 21. real-time updates as you travel to games at Rangers Ballpark. Follow @RangersInfo for updates on parking availability, gate openings, weather, and events. Connect with @Ranger today. Robbie Ross back to the hill. He will start the 7th inning facing Torrey Hunter, followed by Albert Pujols and Kendrys Morales. Hunter 0 for 3 tonight, a couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. First base umpire James Hoy asked to make that call, and he did in the affirmative. It's 1-1. Make that 2-1. Ross back to the plate and deals a strike to the inside corner. Robbie came on to take over for Ryan Dempster and got the final out of the 6th inning, getting Mike Trout the grounder to a fielder's choice. Dempster 5 2/3, 7 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. 4 walks, 7 strikeouts tonight. That pitch just off the outer edge. And the count is now full. Hunter not quite ready as Robbie Ross was beginning to go into his wind. Robbie with a payoff pitch. Fouled away. Ross, the 23-year-old native Kentuckian, he's back at 100% now. He spent some time earlier in the month on the disabled list, first part of September, with a little bit of an arm issue, and got that resolved. Now the payoff pitch to Hunter. That's high, ball 4. And Robbie didn't get the ball down to Torrey on the last 2 pitches. Hunter draws the walk from Robbie Ross, and that'll bring up Albert Pujols. Pujols 0 for 1, but those 2 walks, he was being pitched very carefully to by Ryan Dempster. Primarily because he hit .350 in his career against Dempster, but he's also been swinging the bat very, very well of late himself, and that's not a good combination.
He probably hasn't seen much from Robbie Ross, and so what did he do? He looked at the first pitch, didn't go up there whacking away at the first thing he saw.
That's on the outside corner. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Now Ross working a little too quickly for the preference of Albert Pujols. Gets out, now gets back in, and Ross, who doesn't waste much time between pitches, is ready to work. Torrey Hunter gets a little calling card from Ross at first base. Pujols with an 8-game hitting streak. He has gone 14 for 32. Right back to Robbie Ross. The only play he'll have is to first. He throws to Young, and into second goes Torrey Hunter. He's there with 1 out as Pujols taps back to the mound. And Kendrys Morales now coming up. Pretty good pitch by Robbie Ross to get Albert Pujols to nudge the ball about halfway back to the mound. One away, Morales probably as happy as anybody in the Angel bench to see Ryan Dempster out of the ballgame. Morales struck out all 3 times he faced the Ranger right-hander. Once looking, twice swinging.
It really didn't matter what he saw. He couldn't hit it from Ryan tonight.
Fouls the first pitch back from Robbie Ross. It is 0-1.
He swung a couple of those off-speed pitches in the dirt, but the last one he swung and missed that was right down the middle of the plate. Still missed it. Sometimes the guys just have your number.
Yep. Morales this year has been much better against right-handed pitching than left-handed pitching. Being a switch hitter, it's usually one side stronger than the other. But this year's been very pronounced for Morales. 287 against right-handers and 217 against left-handed pitching.
He doesn't play against many left-handers.
Yeah,
I mean, he's almost got a platoon situation going when you look at his at-bats. Only been up 70 times against lefties.
And most of the time you get a combination of Trumbull, Wells, and Hunter, somebody rotating into the DH spot for them. And
yeah.
Ross, the advantage in the count at 1-2. Hunter at second base. Robbie trying to keep this at a 3-run deficit for the Rangers. Outside, that evens the count. Morales, the native Cuban, brought over by the Angels 3 years ago. Ross back to the plate. Fouled straight down. Robbie peering in for the sign. Left-hander kind of squinting in there as he usually does. Okay is the next one. And again, the 2-2 pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Robbie, who walked the leadoff man, Torrey Hunter, has run the count full to Morales. Got Hunter now at second base with 1 out. Payoff pitch coming from Ross. Down the right field line, it is slicing. It's a fair ball and into the corner. Hunter will score. Morales cruising into second base, an RBI double, and the Angels lead 5-1.
The Angels just keep getting a run. They've had 5 runs in the game in 7 innings. Never had an inning with more than 1 run. Leadoff walk comes around to score on that soft line drive.
And Morales driving in his 72nd run of the year. He is at second base now, still just 1 out. Alberto Callaspo, switch hitter, will turn around and bat from the right side. First pitch fouled back. It is 0-1. Callaspo, the reverse of the splits left-handed, right-handed of Kendrys Morales. He is much better against right-handed pitching, or I should say against left-handed pitching. He's hitting .302 against left-handers as opposed to .236 against right-handers. And Tanner Shepard's right-hander getting loosened in the Ranger bullpen. Callaspo 1 for 3 tonight. Pops the next pitch foul. That will reach the seats behind home plate. 1-2. Angels scoring single runs in the 1st, 3rd, 4th, 6th, and 7th. Rangers put up their only run in the 4th inning. Eight hits total, and as you saw, 6 of them have gone for extra bases. 2 have left the yard. Call strike 3. Callaspo caught leaning out over the plate, and he is down on strikes. That's out number 2, and Howie Kendrick will step in.
Yeah, Callaspo's a hard guy to strike out. Make a perfect pitch like that, though, you might catch him looking. If he swung at it, he probably would have fouled it off. But it was definitely a strike. Good quality pitch right there by Robbie.
Kendrick 1 out of 2 with a walk and a run scored. 0-1. Kendrick with a 1 out last inning walk, stole second, and came home on Mark Trumbo's 2 out double to right center field. 0-1 pitch. It's now 0-2 after the chopper foul. A huge crowd on hand, mainly silent right now. They were hoping for a Ranger outburst. Trying to get a little bit going. Chuck Morgan, the director of in-park entertainment and insider of the crowd, tries to get them going a bit. Pitch high and away. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Howie Kendrick. Ross has the sign. Check of second. It is 2-1. Or 2-2, excuse me.
Long inning for Robbie. A lot of pitches. 28 pitches he's thrown. He got 1 out last inning. Got Trout kind of quickly. Been a battle this inning for him, though.
Up the middle. That's a base hit. Around third comes Morales. Hamilton's throw is high and not in time. Into second goes Kendrick, and the Angels lead 6-1. Howie Kendrick gets his 61st RBI of the year, and Ron Washington is going to have to make that trek out to the mound one more time. No, Robbie Ross not able to get the final out of the 7th inning.
That's one of the tougher innings we've seen Robbie have, with command of his fastball, getting behind, and a walk, and that well hit ball by Kendrick to drive in another run. I think those are having a good night offensively.
But Ross will leave after giving up a couple of runs on a couple of hits and a walk. He leaves with property at second base. Tanner Shepard's coming in. We'll be right back on TXA 21. Tanner Shepard has come on to try and extinguish this Angel uprising. The numbers for Tanner Shepard, his 39th game of the year. He will face Eric Ibar. Switch hitting shortstop with Howie Kendrick, the runner at second base. Shepard's first pitch is a knee-high strike. Ibar 0 for 3 tonight, although he did get on via a fielder's choice and came around to score in the 4th inning. Next pitch to him. Breaking ball hangs high. It's 1-1 now. Shepard's last work a couple of nights ago against Oakland. Worked an inning and 2/3 against the A's. Gave up a run on 4 hits with a walk and a strikeout. 1-1 pitch. That is chop foul. A ball and 2 strikes. Shepard's the 25-year-old Southern Californian. Came out of Fresno State University. 1-2 pitch. Into the hole. Andrus, he won't have a play at first. He checks third to see if Kendrick might have decided to round too far. No play anywhere. It's going to be an infield single for Ibar. And it puts runners at first and third with 2 outs for Mark Trumbo.
Trumbo's had a good day. 2 RBI doubles, and the line drive hit fairly well to left field. Been struggling, but you wouldn't know it tonight. He's swinging the bat pretty well. Watch third base coach telling the runner, stay right here. Don't round the bag. Elvis was ready to throw it.
A good speed on the bases, and Shepard will drive Ibar back. Ibar 20 out of 24 on the base paths this year. And Ibar adding 1 to his total for infield hits. Now 1 behind Elvis and 4 behind Derek Jeter. Ground ball, base hit left field. Down the line to score is Kendrick. Ibar going first to third. The throw is not in time. Into second goes Trumbo. And the Angels lead 7-1.
The Angels are giving the Rangers a little taste of their own medicine on the bases, taking those extra bases. And right then, when the runner went to third base, Ibar surprised David. And by the time David threw to third, it was way too late to get him going to third. And that just allowed the hitter Trumbo to go to second base. You watch David when he fields this ball. I don't think he expects the runner to go to third now. Oh, there he goes.
Yep.
But the throw is very late. There was no play at third. And then that let Trumbo take the extra base at second.
And we're going to have a runner out at second base for Mark Trumbo. Peter Borges, speedy outfielder, is now running in Trumbo's place. Chris Iannetta takes a breaking ball from Shepard for strike 1. The Angels putting 3 on the board and now have runners at second and third with 2 outs. Iannetta 1 for 2 tonight with that solo home run. Rip and a miss and a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Iannetta back in the batter's box. Shepard reading the sign, has the one he wants. And the right-hander missed just a little bit low. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Angels have done it with some power tonight. A couple of solo home runs. They have done it with some timely hitting. And they've played small ball here in this inning. Put 3 on the board. Breaking ball is out of the zone. It's 2-2 now to Iannetta. And Wilmer Font is loosening in that right field bullpen for the Rangers. Shepard with the 2-2 to Iannetta. Out of play. But tomorrow afternoon, again, it's an afternoon game. Originally scheduled to be a night game, and Fox has picked that up for the national telecast. It'll be a 3:05 start, and it will feature Derek Holland for the Rangers and Irvin Santana for the Angels. 3:05. You come out to the ball game. Make sure you make plans accordingly. If you're going to watch it, check the listings for Fox, and you will see it there on Saturday afternoon baseball. Things conclude on Sunday afternoon, a 2:05 game. And right now, Yu Darvish is scheduled to pitch that ball game. Zach Greinke will be on the hill for the Angels. The 2-2 pitch once again. And once again, a foul ball. Now, Iannetta hanging tough. Rybar at third, and Borges at second. And there's one that'll stay in play. A little pop up. Michael Young coming down the line from first, makes the grab, and the side is retired. But the Angels get 3 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2, and stretch time at the ballpark is now the Angels 7 and the Rangers 1. And right now, please. Is brought to you by Sports City Toyota. Go to sportscitytoyota.com. We'll deliver anywhere in Texas. Jared Weaver back to the hill, now leading 7-1. And Nelly Cruz starts things off, takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Cruz tonight 1 for 1. And a double in the second and a sac fly in the 4th inning. And he hits a towering drive to left field. In the corner, it is gone. Goodbye for Nelly Cruz.
Good day with the bat for Nelly. He had a double in the second inning, a sacrifice fly to drive in the only other run, and now the home run.
Home run number 23 for Cruz. It's a 7-2 Angel lead.
Pitch on the inside part of the plate. Nelly does a great job of kind of keeping his hands closer to his body to get the good part of the bat on the ball, and the angle that the bat hit the ball allowed it to stay fair instead of pulling it way foul.
Well, that ball didn't have any hook to it at all. It didn't look like. Michael Young takes a pitch just a little bit low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. So Nelly Cruz now is tied his or I should say has set a new personal RBI best. He now has 88 after having 87 last year. 23 home runs for the Ranger right fielder. And Michael Young up there with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. And as you can see, had a walk back in the second inning and fly to center in the 4th. Shot foul toward the far end of the Angel dugout. And the count is even at 2-2. Peter Borges staying in the ball game and playing center field now. Mike Trout moving from center over to left. Weaver back to Young. And the count is full. Kevin Jepson, our throwing right-hander, getting loose in the Angel bullpen. Payoff pitch to Young. Skied to center field. Borges started back, now comes on. Torrey Hunter moving over from right field and makes the catch in right center. That is out number 1. Now here's the Toyota Trucks on the road American League Baseball scoreboard. Baltimore 9-1 winners over Boston. It was Cleveland 8, Kansas City 5. Bottom of the 8th inning now. 9-4. The Yankees leading Toronto. Chicago 3-1 better than Tampa Bay in the 7th. In the 8th inning, Detroit and Minnesota. Now Detroit's come back to tie that game. And Oakland an early run against Seattle in Oakland. Save huge on the new 2012 Tundra at your local Toyota dealer.
Not much in the way of good races in the National League, but good races in the American League. Yankees and the Orioles both won today. They're a game apart.
2-0 pitch to Murphy. And that's low. 3 balls and no strikes. I think the only thing left to decide the National League's the last wild card spot, isn't it?
Yeah,
St. Louis.
And those are,
and they've got
pretty much sewn up. Let's see, what's it look like over there? They've got a 3-game lead on the Dodgers for the wild card spot.
Yeah, and Atlanta's already clinched.
Yeah, they've clinched one of them.
3-1 the count to Murphy. Ball 4. Murph draws the 1-out walk. Second walk issued by Jared Weaver tonight. And Mike Napoli will step to the plate.
Look at the National League wild card. Braves have it sewn up. They're having a great season. Just in the same division with Washington. They're 4 games behind Washington, 25 games over 500.
Yeah. Now Mike Butcher, the pitching coach for the Angels, out to take a little time, talk to his veteran right-hander along with Chris Iannetta, the catcher. Give Jepson an opportunity, although he was up throwing a couple of hitters ago, so he's probably ready as it is right now. You know, home plate umpire Jim Reynolds can go out and see if he can't speed things up a little bit. Now I think he's telling a story out there.
Yeah, Mike Butcher asked him if he talked to Weaver a little bit.
Yeah.
Umpire said, be glad to.
Could you please explain to him that's a 7-2 ball game and he can do pretty much whatever he wants to? Well, that's a model of consistency.
Pretty consistent pitch counts right there.
Yep.
You know you're throwing pretty good when your highest one is 16 pitches.
So that conference concluded with Murphy at first and 1 out. Mike Napoli is the hitter. And this crowd itching for something to go crazy about. Weaver ready. Napoli 0 for 2 tonight. And he takes strike 1. Napoli hit a ball in the second inning that really changed things around for the Rangers' fortunes. He had runners at first and second, 2 outs, and hit a line drive that Mark Trumbo kind of got turned around on and made a very nice running play right back at the wall in left field. Rangers at that time trailing 1-0, and had that ball not been caught, Napoli would have had at least 1 RBI, if not 2, and the Rangers could have been in a different position. 1-2 now as Weaver misses high. 93 pitches for the 29-year-old right-hander, Jared Weaver. He is set. A check of Murphy. Got him swinging. Took something off the breaking ball, and Napoli down on strikes for the second time tonight. That is strikeout number 4 for Weaver. And Giovanni Soto now will come to the plate.
They have a pinch hitter, it looks like. Was that Martin?
Yep, Leonis Martin has come out, and he will pinch hit for Giovanni Soto. Soto retires for the evening, having gone 0 for 2 with a ground ball and a fly ball.
Saw the replay of that strikeout. A good changeup that Weaver threw to Napoli. An assortment of off-speed pitches, slow curveballs, and occasionally a pretty good changeup too. Changeup looks just like his fastball.
Martin stepping in. You see those numbers: 178, 6 RBI. Martin not a lot of playing time here in September. Rangers were hoping they could give the younger players the opportunity if they got to a clinch situation, but that hasn't happened. Oh, 1 pitch. A rip and a miss.
Another changeup.
Leonis Martin 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter. Weaver back to the plate. And a fastball. Maybe that was just to show people he still had a little bit in the tank. That was 88. Murphy the lead from first, being held closely by Pujols, and the pitch lowered inside. That evens the count at 2-2. Now Weaver ready to go. A check of first. Got him swinging. Big slow hook. And Martin gone on strikes. Weaver has 5 strikeouts. Rangers get on the board again. Nelly Cruz, the leadoff solo home run. We're going to the 8th. Angels 7, Rangers 2 on TXA 21. And we flash back, about 15 minutes ago. Nelly Cruz leading off the Rangers 7th against Jared Weaver. And he busts one. He got one high in the air to left field, and that carried on out of here. Check out the really big sales event now at your Honda dealer. And right-hander Wilmer Font will come into the ball game now as Ron Washington didn't want to use up Tanner Scheppers any more than he already had. So Font on for his third appearance in the Major League uniform of the Rangers. New battery made. That's Luis Martinez, who is now working behind the plate. Wilmer Font, the hard-throwing right-hander, 22 years old, out of Venezuela, and he's facing Mike Trout. First pitch is a little bit low for ball one. Trout tonight 2 for 4. Homered and tripled in his first 2 at-bats. Since then has grounded out twice. There's a strike. Font, if you remember, last appeared in the Oakland series. He was here 3 nights ago, excuse me. Came in to start an inning, walked the only 2 hitters he faced, and he was taken out. Ended up, those 2 runners ended up scoring, so he was charged with the pair of runs in no official innings of work. A ball and 2 strikes, the count to Trout. Chopper foul. And it's still 1-2. Dempster started with 5 2/3. Robbie Ross came in for an inning. Tanner Scheppers finished up the 7th inning. Got the last out. And now Wilmer Font pitching here in the 8th. Just outside, and
was it?
That might have been one where he struck out the umpire, Jim Reynolds, along with a hitter.
Martinez thought it was a strike. It looked like he was getting ready to throw the ball to third base. It could have been a strike. Definitely could have been a strike. Wasn't high, that's for sure.
The 2-2. Call strike 3.
One of those had to be a strike.
Yeah.
Trout's arguing he should have been out on the one before it. And I'll bet you that was a strike too. Let's check it out. That's not low. That's in the strike zone. They're both strikes. Lay off the umpires, Mike. Doing a good job back there.
Yeah, Torrey Hunter. Ball 1. Hunter walked and scored in the 7th inning. Other than that, he has grounded out a couple of times and struck out tonight. Angels 7 runs on 11 hits. Rangers 2 runs on 5 hits. Wilmer missing upstairs. It's 2-0 now to Hunter. Font back to the plate. There's a fastball at 95 right down through there. Wilmer recalled on the 16th of the month, 12 days ago, from Frisco. Last outing was in the Texas League Championship. Misses just outside. It's 3-1 to Hunter. 2 stops this year in the Ranger minor league system for Font. Ended up going 4-5 in 33 games. He started 19 between Frisco and High A Myrtle Beach. And that pitch outside. Hunter draws the 1-out walk. He is aboard for Albert Pujols.
First baseman Albert Pujols.
That is the 6th walk issued by Ranger pitching tonight. Seattle has come back to tie Oakland. That ball game in the bottom of the 2nd now, 1-1. Pujols has walked a couple of times and grounded out a couple of times. And the first pitch, breaking ball, is a little bit low for ball one. Scott Feldman in the bullpen. Whether he's getting ready to pitch in this ball game or just doing some side work, tough to tell. Vought's 1-0 pitch. Ripping a foul ball back. 1-1 to Pujols. Vaught okays the sign. The right-hander's ready. Put something off that, got it in, and Pujols now going to walk around a little bit.
I'm watching the monitor. I was watching down below. It looked like a changeup.
Looked like it.
Definitely a strike.
One-two. Hit high in the air, and that will twist back into the seats down the right field line. And we'll come back and try it again. Looking down into the on-deck circle. Got the backup outfielder Cole Calhoun swinging about. He apparently is going to hit for Kendrys Morales. Fought again with the 1-2 pitch. Line to right field. Coming on and over is Nelly Cruz to make the grab. Back to first is Hunter. There are two away, and Calhoun will come to the plate. So Pujols probably has had his 8-game hitting streak come to an end here tonight. Morales finished the evening going 1 for 4 and an RBI double in the 7th inning and scored. Get the word from the Angel clubhouse that Morales left with right rib cage soreness. First pitch to Calhoun is over for strike one. Calhoun just 4 for 20, I should say. 200 average with 1 RBI. In the dirt, and Hunter going to second. The throw by Martinez is not in time. Now, Hunter read that ball in the dirt very effectively, and Luis Martinez couldn't get to it quite quickly enough to keep Hunter from getting into second base.
He does a nice job of blocking it. It was a little bit high. Might have had him if he was able to throw it right on the bag.
Pitch to Calhoun is low and inside, moves the count to 2 balls and a strike. Well, after the wild pitch now, Hunter in scoring position for Calhoun. Calhoun this year is 1 for 6 as a pinch hitter. Chopper over Font. Kinsler off balance throw, got him by a step and a half. Well, that'll do it. Wilmer Font works around the 1-out walk. The Angels leave Hunter stranded. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Angels 7, Rangers 2 on GXA 21. Bring the energy. And tonight, Jared Weaver brought a little bit of energy and a little bit of off-speed stuff and a little bit of control, and held the Rangers down in his 7 innings of work. The best night, Nelly Cruz had a solo home run and a double. He drove in, or he has driven in, both Ranger runs thus far. And we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Jared Weaver's night is finished, and Kevin Jepson is on the hill.
Well, Jepson's having a nice year. He's kind of say one of the main right-handed setup men for the Angels. Mid-90s fastball, very aggressive reliever.
And he will face the top of the Ranger order. And the first pitch to Ian Kinsler is up over his helmet. 1 ball and no strikes.
A slider they got away from him.
Jepson, the 28-year-old Southern Californian, deals a letter high strike. Jepson, the 2nd round selection in the 2002 draft. Back to the plate, and Kinsler pops one foul that will reach the seats on the first base side. Ian, a ground ball, a fly ball, and a foul pop-up tonight. 0 for 3. Rangers limited to 5 hits in the first 7 innings by Jared Weaver. Off speed is a little bit low, and the count goes even at 2-2. Rangers have their 36th sellout of the year tonight. 46,662. A lot of folks now back.
Somewhere around 3.3, 3.4 million for the season.
Yep.
Another couple of sold out games the next couple of days. We won't broadcast the game tomorrow. That's a sellout. Almost a sellout, I think. So is Sunday.
Jepson ready for, again, the 2-2 pitch. And it's high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Kinsler trying to get something started for the Rangers here in the 8th inning. He'll be followed by Elvis Andrus. And ball 4 puts him aboard. Well, that's one way to get it started, as Jepson delivers the leadoff walk to Kinsler. And Elvis now coming up. Elvis tonight singled his last time up. Looped one into left center field for the bases. That's after he hit the ball squarely the first 2 times up and had nothing to show for it. Rangers trail by 5, and Elvis going after that first pitch fouls it away. Andrus has had exactly 0 success against Jepson in his career. 0 for 8. Right-handers ready, a check of Kinsler. The 0-1 pitch. It's 0-2. Jepson nods in agreement. Belt high set. Way outside. Nice backhanded stop by Iannetta. 1-2 now. Kinsler establishing a conservative lead at first base. inside to Elvis, and the count goes even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Jepson's firing it up there, 95, 97. He's throwing more balls than strikes so far.
Mike Socha helping out Chris Iannetta. I think that was a sign for telling him to throw a strike. The 2-2. And ball 3. Well, Elvis trying to work his way on.
Well, the Rangers have had a pretty nice comeback in this ballpark against the Angels.
Yep.
So that's certainly something that's in the back of everybody's mind. Mike Socha's seen it before. One way to get a nice rally is get a couple of walks to get it started for the middle of the lineup.
3-2 with nobody out. Kinsler at first. Elvis at the plate. Jepson with a payoff pitch. High in the air and out of play down the right side. We'll come back and do it again. Weaver in his 7 innings of work walked 2. Had 5 strikeouts. Jepson has come on here to walk the first man he saw in Ian Kinsler, and he is a full count on the second one. Elvis waiting as Jepson gets ready. And again, fought off to the right and out of play.
Well, that would have been ball 4. Tough pitch to lay off of that borderline high fastball. Elvis is asking the catcher, was it high? I can answer that for you, Elvis. It wasn't a little bit high, but you're still hanging in there. See number 7 up and out of the strike zone.
Jepson holding the ball behind his back as he takes a sign. And the right-hander's ready. Again, the 3-2. And another foul ball. Well, Elvis making Jepson work. Jepson will have thrown his 16th pitch as he unleashes the next one. Still doesn't have an out here. He has a runner aboard. And a 3-2 count on Andrus. Payoff pitch is coming. Slow chopper to third. Callaspo gets the sure out at first. Into second goes Kinsler. He's there with 1 away now, and Josh Hamilton coming up.
Center fielder, Josh Hamilton.
Kendrick and Kinsler talking about the second baseman's union out there. Comparing notes. I had out to talk to Jepson a bit as Hamilton gets ready to step in the box. Josh 1 for 3 tonight. Doubled and scored back in the 4th inning. As Ian Kinsler at second base with 1 out here in the 8th. Angels have the overshift on in the infield. And Hamilton looked like he was trying to take that the other way. There's a huge hole where the normal shortstop would be. You can see Ibar, the shortstop, is a good 5 or 6 steps on the first base side of second. And with Kinsler at second, Callaspo has to play closer to the bag at third. So there's got to be 95 to 100 feet of distance between Ibar and Callaspo for Josh to shoot for. Rip and a miss here. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Jepson reading the signs. He is now set. One ball and 2 strikes. Well, bottom of the 3rd inning now, Oakland has gone back in front of Seattle. 3-1 the score out there. Hamilton a wave and a miss. He is gone on strikes. 2 away. Adrian Beltre coming up.
Third baseman,
Jepson bouncing back after walking the leadoff man, Ian Kinsler, and then falling behind, finally going to a full count with Elvis Andrus. It's Elvis on a ground out. He strikes out Hamilton, and now Adrian Beltre up there with 2 away.
Elvis might have helped him out a little bit on a couple of those high fastballs. They're tough pitches to lay off of. Ian has a pretty good eye for that, though. He laid off a couple of them to get the first walk. Didn't throw Josh a lot of strikes either.
No.
For that matter.
1 ball, no strikes. Beltre a single in 3 trips. Jepson a long hook in. Now the right-hander has the sign he wants. Beltre drives one down the left field line. It's hooking into the corner. Goodbye. Adrian Beltre, a bolt right down the line and left, and it sneaked his way out of here. It's a 7-4 Angel lead. Adrian Beltre is 36th home run of the year.
That's about the definition of turning around a fastball right there. Mid-90s fastball. Adrian just ripped it right down the left field line.
Adrian Beltre, 344 feet, the measurement on this rope. Just inside the screen on the foul pole and back into the first row of seats. Well, Beltre now with 100 RBI for the year. And here's Nelly Cruz, who's had a very good night tonight. He is 2 for 2, a home run and a double. Rangers now trailing 7-4 as Beltre gets things coming back. Adrian's 11th home run this month.
Mark Lowe is warming up in the bullpen, and Koji jumped up all of a sudden when the game got a little bit closer.
Two balls, 1 strike to Nelson Cruz. And double-barreled action, Scott Downs and Ernesto Frieri. Downs, the left-hander. Pitch is low. It's 3-1 to Cruz. Mike Scioscia, as you mentioned, Tommy, has seen bad things happen to his ball club here before and recently.
Ernesto Frieri has definitely seen bad things happen here.
Cruz to right field. That's headed toward the corner. Way back there, and a fair ball off the wall. Hunter thrown to second base, and out at second base is Cruz.
Oh, he's hurt, too.
Cruz holding his left side. Jamie Reed, Ron Washington, and Gary Pettis headed over there. And Nelly Cruz thrown out by Torrey Hunter, trying to stretch a single into a double that was right down the right field line. Checking out Nelson to make sure he's okay. Watch this play. The throw by Hunter.
Yeah, it came right back to him, and he makes a one-hop accurate throw. Looked like Nelly might have run into this to the leg of Ibar as Ibar made the tag.
Sliding right between his legs. And Cruz apparently going to be okay. He's being looked at by Jamie Reed and Ron Washington, kind of slowly walking out to right field. So Rangers score a couple, had a shot at maybe 1 or 2 more. We'll go to the 9th inning. 7-4 Angels on TXA 21. for excellence in baseball broadcasting. And through October the 5th, Ranger fans can cast their votes to make Eric Nadel, the man pictured right there, one of 3 fan selections on the final ballot. Click on Ford Frick Award on the homepage of TexasRangers.com. Eric, in his 34th year behind the microphone calling Texas Ranger games. Nelly Cruz back on the field in right field. Appears to be okay.
Glad to see that.
Yeah.
Boy, when he first slid into second and stayed down, it was a little bit worrisome. Fortunately, got up. More of a contusion from running into the leg of Ibar. Thought for a second it might have been one of those quadricep injuries. Glad that's not the case.
Well, out of the bullpen now, taking over on the mound, Koji Uehara. Making his 34th appearance of the year. Koji's been on quite a roll of late. Oh, he's really been throwing the ball well.
Yeah, his fastball splitter combination has never been better as a Ranger.
He's retired 17 batters in a row. That covers the last 10 ball games, and 10 of those 17 have gone down on strikes. So he is on now and asked to keep this at a 3-run game. Give the Rangers an opportunity in the bottom of the 9th inning to do some damage. Alberto Callaspo leading things off, and Koji starts him off with a fastball for strike 1. Callaspo 1 for 4 tonight. One ball, one strike. And looking out at the scoreboard, the Tigers have lost in Minnesota, and the White Sox are leading at home against Tampa Bay. Wave and a miss. Good splitter. Well, if that score holds up in Chicago, the White Sox and Tigers would again be tied for the American League Central. Oh, excuse me, a game back. It's a game and a half right now, and Chicago trying to make up that half game. Callaspo, a ground ball knocked down by Young. He recovers, throws to Uehara, covering, and they got it.
Nice play.
Good play on both ends. Koji got over there and beat Callaspo to the bag.
Great camera shot. Shows that he was out by about half a step. Good flip from Michael. Another shot of it.
The one out. Howie Kendrick now comes up. Kendrick 2 for 3 tonight. He has scored a couple of runs, driven in a run, and taken a walk, and he takes the first pitch low for ball 1. So Kendrick now hitting in an even 280 as he faces Uehara here in the 9th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Angels scored single runs in the 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 6th, and then put a big 3 spot on the board in the 7th. Rangers just couldn't find an answer in that 7th inning to limit the damage to less than 3. Pitch on the inside corner is called a strike, and Kendrick turning away in disgust with the call of Jim Reynolds, the home plate umpire. Rangers, meanwhile, have put a run on the board in the 4th, the 7th, and then 2 in the 8th inning. Check swing, he went around, and that's going to do it. And Kendrick mad all over again.
You didn't like the call before it. How do you like that one? Well, Kendrick's the guy who's only walked 27 times this year, so good eye at the plate. Good idea. The strike zone is really not in his game plan. Tried to check it, but looked like a strike from here.
2 gone. Eric Ibar now will step in. Koji on quite a roll. Waving a miss by Ibar. Well, that splitter is
just like it just disappears when it gets close to the plate.
And you see some pretty good hitters or guys that hit pretty much anything having trouble with this. O'Hara's off-speed pitch.
I think it's the delivery and the arm speed that he has just makes it look like a fastball. Yeah. They know it. They know what it is. They know it's coming in slow. They just can't wait on it. The deception in the delivery is just more than the hitters can handle.
Now this crowd getting into it. 0-2, the count to Ibar. Koji to the wind. Got him swinging. 3 straight.
The machine.
3 of them dropping off the table. 2 more strikeouts for O'Hara. A 1-2-3 inning. Rangers come to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning, trailing by 3. It'll be Young, Murphy, and Napoli on TXA 21. You buy your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by TXU Energy, the right things right now. Call 866-CALL TXU today. Well, the crowd all up in arms over the excellent 9th inning, the top of the 9th by Koji Uehara. And they're getting excited to see their ball club, the Texas Rangers, face Ernesto Frieri. A 7-4 game, and Koji able to retire 3 more batters in a row. And there are the numbers on Frieri.
You know, the other thing about Koji, Buzz, he comes in and gets the job done. He does it in about 10 or 11 pitches an inning, too. It's not like he's throwing 20 pitches. Minimum effort. Frieri's done a nice job. Helped turn the bullpen around for the Angels.
Michael Young will lead things off. Michael 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. And he takes a fastball from Frieri for strike 1. Rangers have hung a couple of losses on Ernesto Frieri this year. 0-1 pitch. Way outside. Remember what really started is the downfall for the Angels in July, late July going into August. Rangers able to come back as Mike Scioscia had Frieri on in the 9th inning on a 1-run game, gave up the tying home run, gave up the winner in extras. And on to first, Young is retired, 1 away for David Murphy.
Yeah, the Rangers have gotten to him a little bit. Not many other people have, though. The league is hitting 147 against them. That's pretty remarkable. 26 hits in 52 innings.
And Adrian Beltre hung one on him out in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Last time out there.
Yep.
Here's David Murphy, and Murphy's 0 for 2 against Frieri. He takes a knee-high strike. Murph 0 for 2 tonight. He has walked, struck out, and flied to right field. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. And it's 0-2. Frieri back to the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. Frieri pretty much given up on by the San Diego Padres. They'd had him in their bullpen for parts of a couple of years and traded into the Angels in May. Murphy fouls it away. Their feeling, the Padres' feeling, was that he was never going to be able to have good enough command to pitch late in ball games. And they said, well, we had a bunch of guys that can, pitch in the middle of the ball game. We don't really need him. So they let the Angels have him for Amarista and a couple of others, basically giving him away. And the Angels have found kind of a diamond in the rough because he has done a sensational job, for the most part, closing. Murphy again spoiling a tough pitch from Frieri.
I think the thing that surprised everybody is how early in the season that trade took place. I think the feeling was if the Padres had waited a while, they probably could have gotten a lot more for him. Maybe the Padres were thinking, if we wait longer and he doesn't pitch any better, we won't get anything for him. So it probably works both ways.
Another 1-2 pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. David hitting at .306 as he faces Frieri. 1 out, nobody on. Rangers trailing by 3 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And that's out of play to the left. It's getting closer and closer to Frieri. To zero in on that fastball. This will be the 8th pitch coming in. Now there's a different use for a glove, I guess, under the hat. I've seen him on top before. That's the rally glove hat combo. Frieri set. Again the 2-2. And Murphy fouls another one off. Well, it'll be at least a 9-pitch at bat for David Murphy. One more time from Frieri. To left field, slicing down the line, long run for Trout. He is near the wall and makes the catch right up against the bricks. And that ball just barely staying within his reach, and the Rangers now are down to their final out. Well, Murphy fouls out. Now, that was the one you're talking about where he didn't reach into the stand, so you can't interfere with it.
Right, you can't reach for that one. You will get called on that. If the umpire feels the fielder is underneath it and you reach out onto the field, then they can give the call to the fielder, call it a catch. That was the big argument a number of years ago. Baltimore playing the Yankees in the World Series.
Sure was. Here's Mike Napoli.
Who hit that ball? Jeter? Can't remember who hit it, but a Yankee hit a ball to right field, and the fan definitely reached out over the stands to catch it. Keep the outfielder from catching it.
Napoli 0 for 3. After lining out in the second, he has struck out the next 2 times that he came to the plate. Frieri with the 0-1 pitch. That evens the count. Well, if Napoli is able to get aboard against Frieri, Ron Washington has pulled one of his left-handed regulars off the bench tonight. Mitch didn't start today, but he's in the on-deck circle should the game allow him to get to the plate here in the 9th inning. 1-1 pitch coming to Napoli. A ball and 2 strikes. Frieri is ready. And the 1-2. Shot foul. He went off speed, and Napoli able to stay alive by getting a piece of it. Back here tomorrow afternoon. Again, the game time has been changed on your calendars. It's a 3:05 game. Derek Holland taking on Irvin Santana in the middle game of this 3-game series. 3:05 if you come out to the ball game. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time. If you're watching it, it's on Fox tomorrow. 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. The appeal down to first base. And James Hoy said, nope. He didn't go around, so it's 2-2. Well, Frieri about ready to throw his 19th pitch of the inning. Well, Napoli tired of waiting. Netta flashing his signs. Now Napoli, he's like, come on, guys. Only got 3 pitches. Decide on one of them and throw it. Let's go. The 2-2. Slow chopper to third, Cayaspo. On across the diamond, and that will do it. So the Rangers go down quietly in the 9th. 1-2-3 and out. And the Angels have won the first game of this 3-game series. The final tonight, the Angels 7 and the Rangers 4, as Jared Weaver wins his 20th game of the year. We'll be back to Rangers Ballpark in Arlington to wrap things up right after this on TXA 21.